Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today is Thursday, and it's actually Thursday at 5:29, and I was going to go to a fashion show tonight, but I think I'm going to chicken out. It's going to be so crowded, and it's so hot, and it's a school night and everything, but I thought I would go ahead and do my makeup, thinking I might go, I don't know. I still have a chance. It starts at 7. But I thought I would do just my go-to makeup look. And this is my first tutorial up here in my room with my new light and everything. And I thought it would just be a good time to try. And I kind of did my go-to look with my shadow. Like if I know that I'm going to an event or something, I know I can do this shadow look and love it every time. I've done it so many times. And it's just quick and easy for me, and it's kind of foolproof by now. So, and it's using a bunch of different products. And then I ended up using a new Tarte concealer that I got. I used the new Bobbi Brown serum, which I think worked really, really well. And so it's going to be kind of like a test to see how this works up here. So please be patient. Okay, so and here goes. And usually the first thing I do is I put on my corrector, and one of you had asked me about the new Bobbi Brown corrector, the serum corrector and concealer. And so yesterday I was going to get it and try it, and the girl was not at the Bobbi Brown counter, so my MAC girl helped, Nikki helped me just get samples of these. So I thought I would use this today. Let's see, light beige, I think, is the, and it was not easy to get a sample. So you can see there, it's kind of like that pinky color. I use this Bobbi Brown concealer brush, even though I usually use it for a lip brush. But so what I usually do is just put a little bit of the Armani, like right in here, in this darkest spot. This stuff sure is going in well. Oh, I need to put my hair back. Okay, got some of my fresh bows up here. Put them back because mine are all torn. Okay. Okay. So, let's put on a little bit more. I got this yesterday, so it might not be. Just put it in that dark area right there, and I'll probably pat it in with my finger. So far, I think this is nice. I ended up not liking that Becca. You know, I just remembered that something was wrong with my sound, and I haven't gotten John to look at it. I hope it's working. But anyway, I didn't like the Becca as much because it didn't dry. It stayed so tacky, and I just didn't like that. Okay, wow, I think that did really, really well. So today I'm going to use my Rachel K, which, you know what, I'll use something different. Typically I would use my Rachel K, but when I went to Sephora yesterday, one of my favorite girls, Maya, was there, and she gave me some samples. And she gave me this NARS Luminous Weightless Foundation in Velaris to try. And then she gave me NARS Radiance Enhancing Primer and the Anti-Age Smoothing Eye Primer from Cover FX. Ooh, we need to use that. And the NARS oil-free Pore Refining Primer. Let's use that because that's the main reason I use the Rachel K, and it's because it keeps my skin from getting oily and it helps with the pores. So let's just put some of this on right where I need it, right in here. It's real like watery. Around my nose, on my nose. And I'm just going to kind of spread it out. And then some right here. And I just washed all my makeup off from earlier so I could do this. Okay. Boy, it feels good. Okay, so let's give that a few minutes to dry, or a few seconds. Typically what I would do is just go do, you know, you always need to do something. I would go do something and then come back. I think I had planned on using the Laura Mercier Silk Cream. I've still got the old formula, which is my favorite, because I really do like the Marc Jacobs, and I think it's a beautiful finish. But you guys tell me what you think. I think there's two ways of doing your foundation. and the whole contour and to get dimension. You can either go with a darker color and then put in highlight, or you can go with a lighter color and do more with contour. And when I use the Marc Jacobs Remarkable, the color that I have, which I can't remember what color it is right now. I've tried those couple, and I want to order the one darker one. But anyway, it's so much lighter that is the kind that I use contour with. And so now I've been kind of hung back up on doing the Laura Mercier with the light under my eyes and everything. This Laura Mercier is just so pretty. Have this NARS Luminous Weightless Foundation. Let's try it just for the heck of it and see what she said. It was good to put on with your hands. So that's what we'll do. I'll put a little bit on my finger and just kind of work it in. Oh, the color is pretty. I've had a flare up of that stuff around my nose and mouth. Wow, that is pretty. Okay, and normally, let's see, let's put a little bit more. Normally I just kind of carry everything down my neck, and I like to go on my eyelids a little bit. I usually just kind of buff over them with a brush to get all in here, even though I use a primer still. I really don't have to. Wow, I like that. What do you guys think about that? Is it still, I've got my computer over here. Tarte sent me the neatest package yesterday. They sent me this package. It's called Tarte High Performance Naturals Wake and Bake with Tarte. Enjoy these treats for your favorite kind of baking, whether it's in the kitchen or on your face. And then they sent me a box of brownies, which, you know, the kids are dying for me to make. I'm going to make these tomorrow night. And they sent me their concealers. Let's see, several different colors. They're hard to read on the back, but they're concealers. And then they sent me their powders, evidently for the baking technique where you put the concealer on and then you put a whole bunch of powder. I need to watch tutorials and find out how to do that and see what happens. I didn't even think about bringing my, oh God, I forgot. These are the ones that a little dab will do ya. Okay, so let's go just right in here, like that. And you notice I haven't done my classic beige yet. I'm trying real hard to do this whole concealer thing first and to do this whole little triangle thing here before I do that, because once you powder, it's harder to blend it. Like that. I'm going to go here around my nose, and then a little bit. I just kind of pat it in. And then I like to put just a little bit right in here too. I wouldn't do this if my foundation were real light, like if I were wearing the Marc Jacobs or something. Okay. I really like that. I already knew I liked this concealer, but I think I have another color. But I do know that when you use this, you have to set it. It will stay tacky. And that is why, one of the reasons I wanted to do it before I use the Laura Mercier Classic Beige. And I'm just going to use this. Do I even need that? I don't think I'm going to use this today. I think I'm just going to use this Tarte powder and see how it does when I just use, I'm going to take the tape sticker off of it. I just got this yesterday. And see how it does when I just use this. I'll put some in the lid like that, and then I will take a powder brush. Let's see, let's take this MAC brush. It is a 137. And let's just start with the T-zone and under the eyes. And maybe right in here, just to kind of set that. I don't know, I think I'm going to do all over, just to set it. But just do it lightly, even across my eyelids. Okay, who knows what this is going to turn out like. But I thought we would just have fun and experiment, and it was good for me to try my setup here. So now I think I definitely need some contour. So I'm going to use my Hourglass bronzer in Luminous Bronze Light with the Wayne Goss brush. And, okay, and I usually like to take my brush and put it right in this darkest stripe and go right in here, right in there, and my forehead, right in those places up here, and then I try to do right on my jawline. And then I take what's left and kind of blend it out. Like that. And then I brought the new Tom Ford powder that Andy gave me. So pretty. And it's got the darker and the light. And I've been taking some of this dark and just kind of adding a little bit more. And then taking, in this brush, just everything comes off of it so well you can just keep on using it. And then go into the light and get the tops of my cheeks. And then a lot of times I don't even wear a blush. Like today I think I'm going to go without a blush. Oh, the UPS guy. I'm expecting some shoes today that I will show you tomorrow. So, okay. And like I said, I'm not going to wear a blush. And typically now I think I would do Fix Plus, but I'm not going to do that since I'm up here. I'm going to go to my eyes. And I thought I would do for you today something that I've been meaning to do. And I might have already used these colors one time before, but I probably already told you in the intro that there's a fashion show tonight at Oliver that I was going to go to, and I still might, but I'm thinking I'm not because I don't like big crowds, especially in small places and getting hot. And I think everyone that I would want to talk to is going to be real busy, and it's a school night and all the stuff. I think there's probably more cons than there is pros to going, but I'm going to put on my makeup like I'm going to the fashion show. And when I want to do my eye makeup and I know I want to like it and I want to, you know, you just have that go-to look, I always use my Trish McEvoy shadows. And it's the ones that I got in, I think when they were at Blush, where I used to get my hair done, and they did a look for me. And I've got my little palette here. Yeah, you can see it. And I always use the same colors. So I'm going to show you that. So what I usually do is start off with Soft Ochre Paint Pot, and mine is gotten old, and I hate the way they do that, but it still works. So I think I hear John's home too. So, and I usually carry that all the way up like that. And just try to make sure, you know, both your eyes match. And I might put a little bit. Okay, and then the first thing I always do is go in with my crease color. And today the color I'm going to use is called, I believe it's called Almond. And it's not real warm. So I think what I'm going to do first is go in with a little bit of this bronzer, just to get a little bit of warmth in there first. Kind of just like a basic. You kind of go up high on the crease like that. See, John just came in. to talk to you for a minute. But so the next color I'm going to use is this one. And actually, yeah, these colors right here are the ones that I'm going to use. Down here, they're my original. It's Almond. Anyway, I'll put them down below, but I really love that combination. Okay, this is the Sigma E35, and I'm going to take that almond color, and I'm not going to go like all over like I did with that first color. I'm going to try to keep it more right here, kind of like in my crease, not above it, and I'm going to bring it in here and not go too far out, like that. You can always add more, but I like to bring mine in just because I have that. My lids kind of go in right there anyway, or go over. I need to have that contouring. Okay, and then the next thing I like to do is I kind of like to stop and do my eyeliner, because that is kind of like a guide. You can do it either way. Let's do the shadow first, because I usually show you doing the liner first. Let's do the shadow first, and then I'll show you that way too. You can do it either way, but okay, this brush is one that I got, and at first I didn't like it, and now I kind of do. It's the Firm Blender E44 from Sigma, and I'm going to go into that Blackberry Granite, which is kind of a scary color because it's dark and it is pigmented, so you just touch it a little bit and kind of take off your brush, and then go ahead and, as if you were doing your wing liner, that's what you do with this. So I'm going to look straight ahead, and I know I'm going to want to come out to about right here, and I'm going to want to come over and then kind of work that in there like that. And once you get your shape, you can kind of come in a little bit further like that. And I like to come down a little bit and then make sure I get in there like that. Okay, and I'll do a little bit more, and we'll do the same thing with the other eye. You look straight ahead and pretend that this is kind of like your liner, and you just kind of go straight up and out like that. And then don't go too high on that brow bone. Kind of keep it in the crease, because you've already done your other two colors. You don't need as much. You don't want to start to get out of hand, which it can. I guess it depends on what. If you need a guide more for your shadow, then do your liner first. If you need a guide more for your liner, then do your shadow first. Okay. Okay. I think that's going to be good for right now. Now I'm going to go back into that brown color and kind of just blend out the top just a little bit. I'm bad for blending too much. Just blend it a little bit. Right there. Okay, and then take a small brush. The exact brush I want to use, but I like these two. And this one is the, oh goodness, I think the name of it has rubbed off, but it's one of her crease brushes. Now I'm going to go into this color right here, and it's kind of like a shimmery light color. And I'm just going to go into this inner corner right here, and down in here, that. And don't, if you feel, don't feel bad about leaving a little bit of that lid with nothing on it, because you've got your base on it, and I think that's part of the, I don't know, I think that's part of the look, is not putting too much shadow anywhere. I think it's, and then I'm going to put a little bit of the, I'll just wipe this brush off, a little bit of the brown color up underneath like this. And I guess you can decide if you want to put that darker color. I do sometimes, I probably will, but let's go ahead and do the liner first. And I can't decide what kind of liner I want to do. I brought the new Bobbi Brown Patina ink liner out here. I've been using it lately. You can see I love that it's not, it's just a really cool color. Let's use this. I love that it's not black, it's not brown, it's just a really neat color. And I brought my Louise Young really thin eyeliner brush. And what I usually do is just twirl it all around in here and really get it good on the brush. And then I kind of walk it in like that. And I think because it's not so dark too, you don't have to be quite as precise with it. And I go across. Okay, and see now, since we've got our shadow, we can kind of just, let's see, I'm going to do like this since I'm a little bit long distance. Kind of just go right where that shadow is, and then come back in. I'm just kind of having to pull there just a little bit to get that line straight. Like that. See that little space right in there with nothing on it? It kind of looks good to me, I think, with that soft ochre. You may want to take up Q-tip and really straighten that out. I usually don't worry about that because by the time I put mascara on and everything, it doesn't matter. Okay, and then I usually take just a little bit, not on the waterline, but just like right in those lashes. Right there. Okay, so, you know, on this eye, I start on the outside. It's just the way it is. Okay. You know, these Bobbi Brown gel liners are not, I hate to say they're dry, but they're just not as, they're a little bit drier than the MAC. Okay, so go in there like that. I try to make sure my lines are even. And then kind of pull this one down and sweep it across like that. Okay, see, if I had done the wings first, then I would have just taken my crease color from here out. I cannot believe I had that air conditioner on. I hope I didn't just ruin all of that, but anyway, we'll see. Okay, so I think I have got, oh, so I need to do the bottom of this. Go in the lashes. And you can, you know, bring this down. I don't worry about that too much because I think with the mascara and everything, I'll wipe this brush off, that it'll be fine. Okay, and that's all I'm going to do for that. And then if you want to take, let's see, this brush again that you did the dark Blackberry Granite, you could put a little bit on the tip of your brush and then kind of go over this and smoke that out just a little bit. I don't want too much. Like that. And then you could even get a little bit more. And now that you have your line, darken up that outside just a little bit. Like that. Okay. And if you are a highlight person, I typically don't like a lot of highlight, but you can take, I just think that's going to be too much highlight. You could take something, a really small brush or a flat brush. Let's take something like this little elf brush. And you could get some of that sparkle and you could just go right up here, right to the highest part of your brow. And I haven't done my brows yet. Like that. Okay. And let's go ahead and do my brows. It's just, I'm just using clear brow gel. Now that I've been using that new lash or new brow, I have pretty decent brows. You know, sometimes I like to play with them and they could use filling in right here a little bit more, but they're pretty decent just with this. So that's what I do because it's easy. And just brush them over like that. Okay, and I'm going to use my new favorite mascara. It is this Stila Huge Extreme I usually don't curl my lashes. I just like them. I think because I've been using the new lash, I've got more lashes and they're, you know, already kind of curled up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and do my mascara, and you'll see how quick this mascara just does not play. And I pull them out like that so that they kind of go with that wing on the end of my makeup, of my eyeshadow. I usually just put one initial coat on them. And then let them dry for a minute and then go back. And see, I don't care if mine get, I like them to get kind of clumpy. Okay, like that. And I did not even bring it up here, but I will go down and get it because I like to use Lash Blast on the bottom. So I'll be right back. Okay, and then I'm basically done. Typically what I would do is put powder in my T-zone, but I've pretty much already powdered. I do really like, let me show you something. I do really like this that I showed you guys. This Blotterazzi. I use this every once in a while, especially up here before I do a video. So you could do that, but I want it to be glowy. I don't want to be, I would really rather be too oily than look dry. I'd rather be too oily than look dry. So I thought what I would do is show you what I've been doing is using a few of these Kiss, Kiss lashes. And you can see I just put the glue right there in that little glue spot. And I like the dark duo. So I put the glue there. And I have been using about 3 little sets on the corners of my eyes. So I thought I would do that. And I usually start with, these are the ones with short and medium. So I start with a medium, the longest one. And what you do is just pull it, do it upside down, like set it upside down, take the tweezers, take one out, so it's going to be upside down, dip it in the glue, let it dry, and then I just drop it right at the lash line. And then you can just kind of push it in like that. And I like to do this side and then that side and then this side and then that side, so I don't get too many on one eye and then I can't get it done on the other. That way I just can feel like I can keep it even. Okay, and then I'll put this one right there. And don't worry if you get, I got a little bit of glue right there, but it'll all dry. You won't see it. Okay, so I put that right there. Then let's do one more long one on each side. They're medium, but they're the longest ones here. And I would probably go right in here and then push it like that. And kind of just thickening up those outer. And these are just, I think they're so much prettier than the corner lashes, and they're so much easier than the individuals. So then I'm going to take a small or a short one and do one of these on each side. Right in, let's see, I got that. Do it like right in. Oh. going in here. Oh, it's not wanting to let go of my tweezers. Okay, must have something on my tweezers. I got my little house dress on. Oh my goodness. Okay, at this point, I'm going to drop this sucker wherever it'll go. Okay, yeah, right there. And you can see I've gotten glue on the actual lash, which will dry, but just make sure when you're taking them off that you use, you know, makeup remover, not just Bioderma, because you don't want to rip those lashes off that it's stuck to. Okay, and then I'll let this one dry and put it, not for a real lip liner look, it's just when you want to just define your lips. Like that. Like that. And then I thought I would use the Trish McEvoy gloss that I got when I originally got this eye makeup. And of course, I bought all of this probably 2 years ago, and I bought stuff since. But I'm going to put my friend Jamie at Burberry, her number down there, because she just told me that she is starting to do Burberry and Trish, and that she was going to send me some of their top products. I wouldn't doubt if it is like some of these. But so at least you'll have a contact, because I don't know if they even still sell this, but it's the Flawless Lip Color in Infatuation, and it smells minty. I love it. It's a really good nude, and it feels so good, and it's got the perfect amount of like sparkle. And I've been keeping it in my purse because it's so easy to put on, because of, you know, it being the clicky pen. Okay, so I think that is it. So I doubt I'm going to go, but if I do, of course, it doesn't really, I will be ready to show that much more when I'm back. So let me know what you think about this foundation. If you like the color, or if you prefer me in a lighter foundation, and I'll let you know how it wears. I like it. It feels good. I like the fact that it looks glowy, but it doesn't feel wet. It's good. And so I don't really have on like an outfit of the day. I don't even have any jewelry on or anything. I just hung around the house and went and got one thing that I had ordered from, or Kelly had ordered for me from Oliver, that I'll show you tomorrow. But anyway, then I picked up the kids. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.